Hasna, leave that other on. That other my laptop.
Yeah, a warm welcome to everyone. Professor Rania, please, the floor is yours.
Warm greetings to everyone from Greece, dear all audience around the world, parents, educators, and students. Welcome to the Real Talk with Experts hosted by me, Professor Anya Lampo, and Coach Yama Marikar. I'm Professor Anya Lampo. I'm advisor at Elegant Empire Education. I'm a multi-awarded STEM instructor, and I'm working at the Greek Ministry of Education and the Greek Astronomy Space Company. Welcome again to our education and lifestyle journey towards 2030. This forum is powered by Elegant Empire Education Malaysia, a prestigious educational-based organization which focuses on quality education for all, regardless race, country, and religion. Our idealistic and visionary founder, Ambassador Professor Esther Mala, focuses on upholding a quality education that develops individuals from all walks of life to their potential, which ignites curiosity, enriches knowledge, and nurtures personal and professional growth. Her vision matches with the mission of Elegant Empire Education as it curates a diverse range of online summits, workshops, webinars, and training sessions led by experts and outstanding leaders from various fields. Elegant Empire Education creates an inclusive and supportive environment, and by harnessing the power of technology and innovation, and through this platform, we aim to collaboratively organize educational events that will enhance knowledge dissemination, skill development, and fostering a lifelong learning global community. Elegant Empire Education strictly follows the slogan, quality education for all. And now, the time to give the floor to Coach Siama Marikar to introduce our prominent panelists for today. So the floor is yours, Coach Siama Marikar.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Rani Lampu, for that beautiful introduction, as usual. Very good evening, and good afternoon, and good morning, everyone, all the panelists present here, and my dear team members, and all the global audience. Very warm welcome again. from Oman. This is Coach Shyama Marika. I'm a teacher, trainer, and NLP master practitioner. Today, we are going to talk about something very interesting topic, which is all about our lifestyle. Usually, we talk about education, right? So we thought of changing our topic little a bit. What is the effect of education? We are now the modern world. We say modern women. We are empowered in many ways, especially education and all the other system. If you just noticed, we are now we are advanced. We are in a very advanced world where we play a crucial role. No one can say that it's like years ago or maybe decades ago, women were only limited to home, right, or kitchen, we can say. But we have come far uh, from our education and empowered by many things. It's a great achievement, right? So we thought of like, but another part is like if you just look at the lifestyle, some people, some ladies especially, some women, they are more educated and they like to have a free life. Let's see now. Today let's talk about that. So today's topic is why 21st century of women prefer to remain single. So let's talk about it, hear about it from our eminent panelist. First, let me introduce our first panelist. She is Dr. Engineer Sonesh Bhardwaj from India. Very warm welcome, ma'am, to the forum.
Thank you,
And
Coach Shyama.
thank you. Uh, yes. So today, as I mentioned, like we have achieved a lot. Can pat our shoulders, right? Isn't it? So, but what do you think? What is your opinion on? Um, what is your opinion on why do women of 21st century prefer to remain single? What is your take on it? Would you please share
All right.
yes, about it?
Yes, I will. So, first of all, I would like to extend my heartful thanks to very, very lovely Professor Dr. Ishtar Mala for running such a beautiful platform and introducing such a powerful theme. And second, very lovely lady with us is Professor Rania Lampu, which she has given a wonderful, energetic introduction to the program. I'm so thankful to her. And without further delay, I'm thankful to Coach Shyama for giving a lovely kickstart to the program and my fellow panelist, Dr. Mirai here. And I'm so truly honored to be here on this particular stage today. So my name is Dr. Engineer Sonesh Bhardwaj. As Coach Shyama has just introduced, I'm a global motivational speaker, a life coach and a leadership coach, an author and an entrepreneur. Uh, Today, the theme which we are going to discuss is very, very important. And I think it's high time we all understand that getting into a marriage relationship is not a kind of offense. But I think today, young generation, especially when we talk about 21st century women, they look out for more, I would say, straight, clear and transparent vision, and they would like to go ahead in their life where they find there is a clarity in space. Marriages are no more a kind of concept where you just without knowing two people you enter and you have to just run that race because everyone is running the same race, right? Still, if I talk about country like India, where we still prefer that a girl should get married at the age of 22, 23. I remember when I've just finished my engineering, there was a massive pressure on my head. I have to get married immediately, and there were a number of proposals. But then my streamlined focus was I wanted to create some sort of foundation for myself. I want to come out in an open environment where I can see what a corporate structure is all about, what this work culture is all about, and how I turn my dreams into reality. Now, If you ask me, am I against marriage? I guess no. But I think I have more clarity in terms of whom I want to choose to be in my life. I don't want to be with somebody who just simply comes and just sustain this so called relationship into the form of married life and not matching onto the synchronicity which as a women we look forward. Because according to me, marriages are kind of bonding, mutual understanding, and it's a relationship which we take forward by sharing each other's dreams, goals, and ensuring we work towards honestly those goals and we fulfill our life in the most effective and I would say impactful manner. That's the definition of marriage for me. So when today a lot of people ask me that why you still prefer to be alone, I always tell one statement to young generation: don't fall into this trap of getting early married. Because a lot of people, youngsters, have this fear, oh my god, if my age, especially women, if I have to speak, because I keep interacting with a lot of youngsters, middle segment, management, corporate individuals, a lot of young entrepreneurs in my industry, right? When I talk, they say, Sunesh, we are crossing 30 and it's high time we should get married. I said, come on, relax. 30 is just an age to go and take over in the business. Think something productive, do something meaningful in life. You're not simply here just to come, take birth, eat, just relishly and lavishly you live on your parents money, and finally you get married and then again you're sustaining on your husband's money. That's not called life. By your parents you have been given a quality education. Use that quality education as a right tool and create a value out of it, right? And then when you attain a certain senses and then you are very clear in your mindset that when you have the right partner who is so called your better half or spouse, right, just sync on to the synchronicity. Does this person, he or she, matches with what I am looking out? Does we both sync? Can we contribute each other's success rather than entering into this debate of why my wife is working more harder, why she is attaining a lot of success, we get such kind of
Exactly.
conflicts. And that's how a lot of people are heading towards divorces. I'm a firm believer it's much more meaningful to be single rather than having a painful and a toxic relationship just for the sake of getting married to someone. Now that's what my take on marriage. And yeah, so that's what I feel, especially the current generation. They should focus first on creating something meaningful, powerful, and I think 20 to 30 years is the age where you should work hard to create something concrete for you. Because if you're just aligning yourself into the next chapter of marriage in your life, definitely you are missing the most effective, I would say, the era in your life, so called hardworking chapter of your life, right? And I have seen a lot of women, when they see me, they say, I would wish that we can go back to our life. I said, come on, understand one thing: you need to sacrifice to gain something in life, right? It's not easy. I know I have to go through
Exactly.
lot of challenges during my corporate structure, turning out as an entrepreneur, helping out people into life coaching. I know it's not so easy, but then I stand by what I believe in, and I created myself very strongly on those equations. And today when I go and talk to people, I say, don't trap yourself. My parents are pressurizing me, my grandparents are pressurizing me. Come on, they are our loved ones, they always want our better, but probably due to generational gaps they fail to understand that current now the era is not the same how it used to be in our grandparents time, right? Earlier days, I remember
Exactly.
people used to speak a words and they used to think twice and thrice before speaking out or uttering out a word. Today, people are very much confused the very next minute what they speak out, right? In that case, it becomes very, very challenging. So, never ever just take a kind of rebellious approach towards your family, towards your near and dear ones, because it's not like they are saying something wrong. But I think it's high time you become assertive, understand from a mature point, and try to help your family members to understand from the same point if they are willing to, or if they are coming in alignment to understand with you. If not, nothing wrong. Don't criticize them. Don't keep blaming them, right? Because blame game will never put you ahead in your life. Just accept them the
Great.
way they are, because we
Yes,
should
yes.
always have a
Very well
great
said,
acceptance towards
Dr.
difference of
Sonesh.
opinion.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes,
Girls, we have
Fantastic.
seen still in the rural areas, girls get married like very young age. It is like when you
right,
think about that, it is far better to remain single for a course, right, for a purpose. It's not like
right,
we have heard many stories that, especially girls, they end up in very difficult marriages, right? So their future is lost. They are like living the whole life for the sake of their children, or maybe they are depressed, right? So, as you mentioned very beautifully,
true.
that girls concentrate on your education. That is your power, right? Thank you very much for your powerful.
We will come back.
Yes,
We will come back again. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
yes.
We will dive in further. Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah. Very wonderful
True.
topic. Actually, very interesting. And
very interesting.
yeah,
Next
yes,
question
yes.
for
So,
our
any men, gentlemen, audience, please listen.
yeah.
You can be cooperative and you can be good, so that you will get good girls, right? Thank you very much for that, Doctor
Yeah,
and Dr.
and
Harraj.
guys, our audience, please put in your questions or anything you want to ask, especially guys, so that
Yeah.
we can answer you. This is a golden opportunity. Our session is normally 30 minutes, but today we are extending. Okay, so please put in your question in the comment box so that our panelists can answer you. Okay, now, Koshyama,
Yes,
please
thank you very
introduce
much,
our next
Professor
panel.
Estaramala, for that. Yes, and with this, let me move on to my second panelist, Dr. Niril Chalakemia. She is a doctor and entrepreneur. Let me introduce her properly. She's a motivational speaker and leader, a global leader, I must say, an educator. She has won many awards and all, and she is a global influencer. So we are proud of you, ma'am, because we have women have achieved that much, right? So it's a great thing for us. It's an achievement for us also, isn't it? And very warm
Fantastic.
welcome, ma'am. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. Thank you for the invitation. Just want to thank Ambassador Professor Dr. Mala and also my dear friend Professor Rania Lampu. And thanks again for your perspective, Dr. Sonesh as well. And Shiyama, thank you for the warm welcome. I'm actually quite excited to talk about this subject because I'm on the other part of the fence. I've been married
Yeah.
for so
Yes, but
long,
still,
so
as women,
it's
yes,
good to
as
give
women, we are
a
into different
different.
chapters, right? Yes,
Exactly.
different.
So
Yes,
it's always good to see, how from a different, perspective how you see things. But what I can say is that we've seen a lot of changes, and that's what Dr. Sonesh was saying. The world have changed. The societal norms have evolved, and we've seen a lot of women now having some economic independence, which give them more choices. So back then, marriage was the only choice, for women in a way. But now it's just one choice among others. And that's really, what we need to understand is like we're not forced to get married anymore. We have the choice to get married or stay single. And it's more about what I would say for women to stay themselves, to be themselves, because at the end of the day, whether you get married or not, what you're really looking for is to be happy and to be yourself, to be able to express yourself, to be able to be yourself. And that's really what women are looking for in right now. And this economic independence, and also the change that we're seeing, are giving them more power to express themselves, more power to be happy with who they are without looking for external approval, because I think that's been the problem, is for a lot of women, getting married was to fulfill the dream of their parents, fulfill the dream of, someone around them, or just be like someone else. So really looking at the external reward instead of looking at what do I really want. How do I really want to go ahead with my life? Do I want to be with someone and really, travel this journey with that person? What type of person do I want? Or do I really want to be myself, enjoy whatever I can enjoy, and really, feel like I have, I'm free to choose. I'm free to live like I want, and I only have to, to be accountable to myself. And that's really, where I see a lot of women have been struggling. Some women enter into the marriage because they feel like they are accountable to their parents, they are accountable to their community, they are accountable to, whatever societal norm that they've been raised into, and they don't really look at, what is it for me, and how do I, I express myself, how do I be myself, I become, someone that is really, bringing, positivity, bringing, creating value, and being happy about what I do, and what I provide, and what I create. So that's really where I see things.
Yes.
And I would say the education is a key part of it. The more educated, women are, the more, exposure they get, the more they, more choices they create for them, which is, not only, thinking
Yes.
about getting married,
Dr. Miriel,
having, yes.
yes, thank you very much for your that point of view. And I would like to ask
Hmm.
you, what about the single mothers? They have already
Hmm.
entered into life, but somehow they, due to fate, we say, right? Sometimes they become single.
Hmm.
What about them? What are their challenges? And do you think
Hmm.
is it advisable to remain single for them? What is your take on it?
So my take is the same. It's exactly the same. You have women who actually choose to be single mother. They don't want to get married, but they want to have children. So it's really about, obviously there are also women who get into a relationship, and then the relationship doesn't work, and they end up having, children, and becoming, single mom. What they, in a situation where they didn't want to be. But again, it's about, those choices that you make, when you get into a relationship, and really understanding, who you actually, marry, if you get married and then you end up in that situation, and understand, ahead of, having those children, understand, see the sign. And if you see that those signs are not very good, make a decision, for yourself to, not to have those children. Or, if you have those children, then understand that, you will have to, take responsibility and accountability for what's gonna come, what's gonna happen. But we have a lot. I mean, I've seen so far, especially in a lot of your African countries, where women, they just don't want to get married because, sometimes it's about, they feel like men are not serious, or it's too difficult, but they still want to have children because they want to have, to continue to have a generational, line, continuing, and having those children, and they are very ready to raise those children alone. So, and that's really what I was saying, is that, marriage or having children now becomes a choice. And it's not like before, where it was the only choice. You just have to do it because you were required to do it. Now you can basically choose the combination that you want. You can say, okay, I get married, and then I stay in that marriage. Or if you can say, okay, I don't want to get married. I'm educated, I have a good job, I just want children, so I'm going to have those children. Or you say, I don't want a man, I don't want children, so I'm just enjoying myself. But I still have this choice, and I'm okay with that, even if I'm judged otherwise.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you very
awesome.
much,
Wonderful.
Dr. Meryl, for that beautiful, still very powerful points. Do you think that women who has already entered into a relationship and let's say the relationship did not work, but she has kids, but is it okay
Mhm.
for her to remain single? What is your take on it?
So my takeaway is, when you enter, a relationship and it doesn't work the way you are, obviously you can feel like you're a failure. So it might be very difficult for you to trust again and to really, get into another relationship because you'll have, this trauma of this relationship it didn't work, and then on top of that you have a child or several children that you have to, to care for. So it's again a mindset issue here because you have a hard on yourself, telling yourself that because it didn't work, so everything is lost. Or you can learn from that particular what we would call mistake or error or challenge, whatever we label it, and learn from it and decide if you want to go into another relationship with a new way of looking at the relationship, and choosing your partner better, because sometimes we just rush into those relationships because it's all good at the beginning, but we forget that as we continue to travel, it's more of a commitment than just feelings. So that's also this education part that sometimes we don't have. We just go into it. It's all good, we say I love you to each other, but this I love you is not gonna last the whole
Dr.
time. So
Meryl,
we have to prepare
yeah.
ourselves to see when those challenges are going to come. Am I going to be ready? Am I going to be okay? Am I going to manage that? Is it going to be managed as a lesson, or is it going to be managed as a failure for me? So it is
Amazing.
really about the mindset
Amazing points,
thing.
Dr. Mirel.
Hmm.
Yes, you
Yeah,
have
that's a good point.
told us, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It's all about mindset, how you can
Hmm.
adjust, how you can
Hmm.
learn and just
I
lessons should
think what,
be
yeah, Coach
learned.
Yama, I
Yes.
think like what shared by both our amazing panelists, I think men do also have the same, also in the same situation. If they are single or they are married and they are broke, I mean, they have to separate from their wife, they go
Yeah,
through. But the burden will be more heavier on the women if they have the children. Yeah.
exactly,
Hmm.
Yeah.
exactly. And
Nowadays,
their future is the
yeah,
most important
yeah.
thing. Right?
It
Yes.
is a norm. It is a norm now. Of course, marriage is a beautiful institution. It's a
Hmm.
beautiful institution, you see.
Yes.
But if you can't cope up with it, if you find that after, there is no right man or right woman on this
Hmm.
earth for anyone, because
Exactly.
after some years, as they get more familiar to each other's nonsense, especially, yeah. So
Hmm.
you find that your partner is no more the right person who you met the first time. Yeah.
Hmm.
So the
Mm.
most important thing for any women or man is to resolve and try to live on. But if you can't, it's best to separate. Don't kill each other. Don't
Hmm.
conspire to murder your partner. That is
Yes.
worse than a divorce. Yeah. So
Exactly.
why women in 21st century choose to be single? Okay. So now we come back. I'm trying to pull back the rope back to our topic. Is marriage a need?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Is marriage
Hmm.
is marriage compulsory? Is something which is so important? You must get married for a woman, especially.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
yeah. Dr. Rania, Dr. Rania,
Yes,
please.
yes. I want to say so much. Oh, yes, because of my personal experience. Actually, in the past, a woman's worth was largely based on her relationship status. If she was married, she was considered a successful woman. If she was single, she was considered a failure.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah,
it
and
is
this
so
happens still today. my own mother tells me that I'm single, so in part I'm not successful in my life. So I have my own personal examples from my own family. Still, there is this kind of mindset, unfortunately. And another thing that I want to highlight, Dr. Sonis said about divorces and all these things, it's very discouraging. There is a lack of healthy relationship role models. And they say that according to psychology, what we see in the first 10 years of our life becomes a foundation of our life. If, for example, we have not seen our parents being communicative or affectionate or expressive or communicative so well, or they're not respectful, so we might not have a good experience with romantic relationships, or we might feel that it's better to be alone. And for me, this happens also because in Greece we have high rates of divorces. And this honestly tell you something that influences my decision to get married. What do you think, Dr. Sonis? What do you think?
Great. I think great share by Dr. Rania. And see, I just want to give you a opinion here in terms of earlier days, what used to happen. See, women never used to have an access to a high quality education. That is number one. Number two, right from their childhood, their mother and father especially, they used to drain the child brain with a psychology that a woman is all about just once you become 20, 22 years old, your job is just to get married and settle down with a different family and take care of in-laws. That was kind of cultural drilling which used to happen at that particular point of time. So women has kind of accepted that I'm all about being a father's family when I'm not getting married. Once I get married, my entire life is all about my child, my husband, my in-laws. And that's how pretty much her life was all completely boxed around these four boundaries of the walls because of lack of awareness, right? Now today in 21st century, women has a access to the best quality education if she wishes to. See, if someone is not willing to, that is a different aspect altogether. But today I found lot of people are coming forward, especially women, and they really want to give that kind of challenging task to themselves, where they prove in a very right and constructive manner that hey, we can stand for ourselves. And that pretty much gives them a liberty to go and choose a partner which they feel is suitable for them, because I feel it is a choice, it's a personal choice. Today I really respect Rania's decision of staying single, because she is kind of taken a mature decision, right? Which is very very important. So when we go and
Yeah.
have an access to quality education, when we go and explore and work into corporate dynamics, I think our mindset, the way how we look at life, the way how we look at our relationships, everything gets into a kind of exploration speed. When you explore more and more, you are going to understand life more better, more meaningful. And you found it's more meaningful to stay alone rather than be into a toxic relationship, or every day you are abusing each other, but just for the sake of husband and wife you are staying under the same roof doing all nonsense, right?
Yes.
It's more
Think-
meaningful. I understand
Killing each other
conflicts can be
daily.
there, yes. I mean,
Killing
there
each
can be
other.
conflicts.
No, they are not only just boxing match, they kill each other emotionally, and they psycho each other to believe that they have to live together.
True,
If they
true.
don't like, they have to fight, they have the right. So this is all happening. Okay, coming back to single
Yes, I
woman.
want to say,
Okay, there's two types. One, just a career woman. I can say there's three, but very few housewives. Okay, we can also include them. Just a career woman, maybe like an employee. You work in a company, an organization. But there's another woman like us. We're independent women. We have our own business. So our mind is definitely different. So men have got to understand. It's not that single woman, independent woman doesn't like to get married. They're very egoistic. No, they just don't want to ruin the wrong man's life. Yeah, choose the wrong partner. Exactly, you choose the wrong partner. You have your expectation. Okay, so I think the period of courting is very important. You got to know the person. Don't rush into marriage. You can get married even when you are 60. It doesn't matter. It's all in your mindset. But got to understand each other's need. And normally businesswoman thinks like this. Okay, if the person can fit into my space, can understand my needs, what I want, then he will be the right person at the moment. So because if you ask me, I don't think there's any right man or right woman for anybody on this earth. Okay, we don't worry about right man. We just choose the best when we decide. Okay, and the best, we got to know the person.
Exactly.
So otherwise, you can see some cases they get married. They have been courting for many years. Once they get married, 6 months, 2 weeks, 3 months, 1 year, they split because living under the same roof is totally different than
Different.
courting time. Courting time is everything. It's just beautiful, heaven on earth. But once you get married, when you start seeing each other's nonsense, that's where the boxing match starts. Cold War, hot war, Third World War, everything starts. So that's why the normally independent women think very deeply into it. Okay, if I can't find somebody, not to say they are not interested in finding men. Most of the independent businesswomen, they are not interested in finding men. They believe that the right man will come at the right time. So you don't have to find. Set our priority first. So marriage is never a priority. Yeah. But we do accept if it has to happen, let it happen. So we independent women, I think I represent many independent women. Dr. Sonish, uh, you know. So Dr. Muriel, So we are not against men. We are not against marriage, but we are just being extra careful because all the hard work, everything we built, we don't want a man to come into our life and ruin the whole thing. And when you can't match the partner, you will ruin that person's life as well. So why should you ruin? If you don't find a good partner, the right partner for you, better don't think about it. Don't waste time thinking about all that. That's
I
what I
have
feel.
one more point to add on here. Very beautifully, Professor Esther Mala has just explained the concept of marriage. I just want to add two important points here. Number one, don't have a expectation that I will get the right man or a woman, because as very rightly, we all have our own flaws. We all have our key strengths and weaknesses. When you get into a relationship, even let's say you are into a relationship and you are trying to understand the opposite person, you need to accept the person as a whole. You can't say I will only take the good things out of you. When you start showing me the bad things, means you will kick out.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes,
We can't have that
exactly.
kind of conditions. You need to accept the man or a woman completely wholeheartedly, because when you enter into a relationship, and especially into marriage, that's a kind of commitment you pass on to each other, saying that we both are going to look at each other with a kind of assertive approach and respecting each other's differences. Marriage does not equal to that a wife has to say every time yes yes to everything what husband is going to dictate to you. Mind it, it's not that form.
And
Right
again,
today.
Dr. Sonish, Dr.
Yes.
Sonish,
And
sorry to
and
interrupt you.
and
There's another
that's
thing.
very important to specify that because, like you said, we go into a relationship with our own flaws, and the most
Yes.
important thing, and I think Professor Dr. Malas said it, is you need to live together and try to understand what are the flaws that the person that I'm getting into, what are the flaws, can I manage that for and get to a sustainable relationship? Because if
Yes.
you see those flaws and you can't manage it, don't force it. Don't force it. Just find a way to just leave or stop the relationship, because you will not change someone. That person,
True.
you might be able to change a person, but don't bank on changing someone. So it's important that you understand those flaws, live with the person, understand the flaws, If you can actually manage that, that's fine. If that's something that you can't manage, don't think that you'll be able to manage it, along the way. It's going to be a very difficult relationship. So it is important to go, into those relationships with that type of mindset.
Yes. And another thing I would like to highlight here to everyone, audience. Through my experience, I meet many people, many years, over the years, I meet many mothers, many men. Most of my boyfriends, they confide in me, especially the married ones. They're professionals. They confide in me, Esther, this is what happening. This is what happening, and I used to share with them a lot of things. You see, just like the woman, like what Dr. Sunesh said just now, you did not you did not say yes to everything what your husband said. At the same time, you don't rebel against him. Rebelling against your husband is a no. Talk nicely. Express what you are feeling, what you think about a certain incident. At the same time, the man, you got to wear the pants, okay? Don't be the yes man. When you are courting a woman, especially a business woman, independent woman, don't be a yes man. Oh, my girlfriend is very smart, very intelligent. She's so sophisticated, so I cannot offend her. Don't offend her, but you must know when to say yes, when to say no. Even if the man is not highly educated compared to the woman can be a successful businesswoman, independent woman. A man is always a man. He is the leader of any relationship, especially in the family. So a man must know how to lead the woman so that she will be in a good terms. Otherwise, you will never succeed. If when you are courting, if you don't have understanding, if your partner does not listen to you, she always rebels against you, then you should know, never rush into marriage until she knows how to submit to the man. Same. If the man doesn't want to understand, the woman cannot sacrifice anything and not willing to do, but only say love, love, love. Love is not blind, should not be blind. It's blind all these years, ages, but love should not be blind. If your love is blind, you have to pay the price. Yeah.
I would like to
Communication is really key.
Yeah,
Communication is really key. Yeah, so that's and it's the same in most relationship, friendship or anything. If the communication is not right, your relationship will not stand. So it is important that you, like you said, that you are able to communicate in a certain way that you connect with your husband or boyfriend or whoever you want to be in a relationship with, and so that the person, you can have a good communication, a good exchange without basically screaming at each other, or without rebelling, or without making your other part, the other person mad, really. So really understand how to communicate, how to connect, how to create this rapport, because that's the most important thing, to really make sure that you can go through the challenging moment. Because when you get married, there are going to be challenging moments, but you need to talk about it. You need to find the right way to engage, the right way to talk about it, so that you can start and solve those those problems, and continue to journey together.
Yes, I have one thing. I have one thing. Let's talk about this. What I want to hear the opinion of every one of you. Okay, starting from Professor Rania. What do you think of? Have you heard of this word? Smart women, foolish choices. Often, smart woman will marry the wrong man. Will end up with the wrong man. What do you think about this? Let me hear from you all in a very one or two sentence. Then let me tell what I have in my mind. why it happens.
Okay.
Please, Professor.
First, I want to say that women nowadays don't compromise so easily. In the past, were more obedient because women know their worth and they refuse to settle for anything less than what they deserve. So, which is why more and more of them are choosing to stay single until they find a partner who meets all their needs and requirements because they know that they deserve happiness and respect and love and commitment. Yes, smart women fall usually in this trap. I think it's a matter of heart, and when we follow our heart, sometimes this may be misleading. Dr. Estela.
Love should be brilliant. Love should be brilliant. It's love brilliantly, not blindly. Yeah. Okay, Dr. Sonesh, your turn now. I'm
So
very
I
sure
feel,
everyone.
yes. So very, very important. Generally, smart women, when they create a guard system or they create a lot of expectation in their bucket, stating that I need this, this, and if somebody is not fitting right into this whole checklist, then probably I'm not going to up for it. I have a take here for both the genders, whether you are a male or a female. First, you need to understand when you are entering into a relationship, respect each other from an angle of humans. Don't try to project an image. I'm a businesswoman, or I'm a country director, or I'm so and so, because when such kind of differences comes into picture, that actually dilutes the whole intensity of your relationship, right? So first thing is, do you understand that you both are humans and you need to stay very respectful to each other? Number two is, as you very rightly pointed out, smart women always lands up into a kind of wrong partnership. I would
Yes.
say it's not only smart woman. I said any woman who is actually either over expecting something out of nowhere, or number two, she is not trying to fizzle onto the main key criterias of a relationship, will always end up and land up with the wrong man. Likewise, even
Mhm.
a men will also land up with the wrong women if they have the similar kind of attention to it. Like, I'll tell you a couple of example which I get into my counseling. A woman
Yeah,
says,
because
Mhm.
I need
Mhm.
a rich husband. I say, what is the definition of rich husband? Please
rich
share with
husband.
me.
Yeah.
Rich husband, right?
Yeah.
Then I get a girl who says, I need somebody who is having a six packs. I said, what will you do? Even that whole white skin body with six pack, but this guy doesn't understand what to talk and how to talk. What will you do with his body? Tell me. Then she said, no, the person looks smart, when we were. I said, please don't fall into all this nonsense traps. This will screw your life, right?
Mhm.
See, when
Mhm.
when we are
Mhm.
not aware, our thought process is so narrowed down that we are only looking out onto silly things in our life. That's where we land up and ended up into a wrong connectivity, right?
Yeah,
So it's
Dr.
not
Mhm.
a
Sonesh,
matter.
I
Mhm.
just yeah, why I
Yes,
mentioned Smart Woman. It's a book, Smart Woman,
yes,
foolish choice. Yeah.
Mhm.
correct,
Why
Mhm.
correct,
Mhm.
smart woman? Because we all expect educated, smart woman to make the right decision.
right.
The others
Mhm.
are normal. Yeah. Normally, it's normal to make wrong decision, but
Now
people
I want to
focus on
connect
smart
here.
women.
Very, you
Yeah.
you give a very smart statement, and I love it, Professor
Yeah.
Esther. Now I want to give a third point here. Why this
Yeah.
statement? See, first of all, I think as a woman, we need to understand self-respect is the most important and non-compromisable element. You cannot
Mhm.
keep on compromising your self-respect. See, a self-respect woman always thinks from an angle. Let's say you have a fight with your spouse, boyfriend or a husband, no, doesn't matter, right? Let's say you have a fight. If you're a kind of arrogant personality, you always tend to prove your point over and above your power, saying that, listen to me, always you need to listen to me because you need to listen to your wife, XYZ thing, and you can just dilute and toxicity out the whole situation. Number two,
Mhm.
a well smart or educated lady will always calm down the whole situation. Right now, probably that is not the right time to speak and voice out your thing. But then I would always tell a woman, don't stop yourself. Always discuss the matter. Right communication in an assertive language is something needs to be communicated to your spouse or partner with whosoever you are into relationship, because when you don't
Mhm.
communicate things, that will automatically lead to a misleading concepts in life. Have you seen couple of partners, they don't speak and they say, okay, it happens, what can I do? right? This is not something you can do. It's only both of you have to go and resolve the whole thing, right? Never ever try to
Mhm.
include a third partner in between your relationship, because this third partner will be only coming to play around that whole game of chess around you, right? So don't become a part of that whole game like a chess pavilion. You need to
Yeah.
understand
And
it's your dimension, it's your equation. You need to sort out and be mature while you are handling. Don't make a public event. Don't just keep on abusing here and there. And don't try to just, overpower each other. Respect each other, give them a space. Let's say your husband is saying, right now, I'm not into a mood to talk. Fine. Don't argue now. But later on, once the mind is settled down, you both can sit over a cup of tea or a coffee and you can happily discuss the matter, right? That's very, very important here. And that's equally important for both sides, male and a female. That's how you
mhm.
define the equation of your relationship.
I wanted to add, and that's been my own experience, is, strong woman and smart woman scare men, especially those, also educated men. They are actually scared of, strong women who believe in themselves. And we see it as well, as a woman, when you work in a male-dominated environment, when you are really assertive and really know what you want, you actually scare men, especially those men who are, in a higher position. So it can be one of the problem why, strong women actually end up with the higher hand of, when we talk about, men, because educated men are scared of educated women, because of this ego that is, that they have. They know that they can be challenged and know that this person can actually, stand for herself. So they prefer to go for, the less educated, woman that they can, in a way, feel like they can control. Instead of trying to, have a strong and smart woman around them. And I've been a victim of that myself, before I got married, where people just no, you're just too educated, you're just this and this, and then they just shy away
Very
from
good point.
you, and
Very
you end up, having to go with, people who are actually, accept you, and with who you connect in a way. So that's I think that's one of the
awesome,
issue
awesome.
that I've seen so far.
Yeah, Dr. Mirel, you got a wonderful point. I tell you, our panelists really can keep us going on and on, but we are almost reaching 1 hour. Okay, so I would like to thank all our audience, and especially my Facebook friend. We are friends are more than 4 years. He has been giving a lot of comments. Please read for everybody. Thank you, everyone. And smart woman, foolish choice. Why they do? They do it because if once a smart woman yields to the emotion, we are emotional being. But once you don't use your head, you use your emotion, that's where you fall. For everybody, but especially in for this phrase which I put forth, smart woman, foolish choices. Smart women fall because of emotions, yielding to emotions. So every woman got to pay attention to this. Same for the men. Don't yield to your emotion. Think smartly. Then you'll have more peaceful life. I'm so sorry. We got to stop. We love to continue. So I pass on to Professor Rania because it's already 1 hour. Professor Rania, please do the closing. Thank you,
Okay. Yes.
Koshiama.
Yes.
We will come back again. Why? When
Sorry.
we try to avoid, we will come back again with another
Episode number
session.
2 on this.
Thank
It's so
you.
awesome. It never ending.
Yes.
So interesting.
So
Yeah. Please,
interesting. Yes.
Professor Rania. Yeah, sorry for
Okay.
interrupting. We have
Yes.
to because otherwise you all will continue talking and we are lost. Yeah. Okay. Sorry for the interruption. We don't mean to interrupt you, but we have to interrupt you. So, Professor Rania, please.
Okay. The message. Yes. The message I would like to convey today is that women don't need the man to define them. worth comes from within themselves and not from their relationship status. So thank you, Coach Syama Maricar, panelists, Dr. Sonis, Dr. Mireille, participants. It's my honor to give the closing remarks to the Forum Real Talk with Experts. What a joy to organize this forum online and to be able to welcome experts and dignitaries in the field of education, which is a good sign to collaborate together to enhance the education system globally. I would strongly emphasize that the slogan, Quality Education for All, accomplished the mission and vision of Elegant Empire Education. In particular, thank you, Dr. Sonis, for sharing your precious insights about our topic today. Young generation of women have a clear, transparent, as you said, vision of their future. They have ambitions. They want to turn their dreams into reality. You highlighted how it is important not to get into an early marriage commitment before doing something productive and meaningful in life. And this, of course, requires maturity, self-respect, self-awareness, and strength of mind in order not to get influenced by external factors or family environment. On the other hand, thank you, Dr. Mireille, for highlighting the possibility of choice women have nowadays. Women today want to focus on themselves, to take care of themselves, to focus on their own happiness without having to worry about someone else's needs or expectations. And this allows them to grow and evolve better. And most importantly, you mentioned how it is important to be always financially independent. You highlighted that there are some also single mothers who want to raise the children alone for various reasons, usually because they have a different mindset, a different perspective, and they enjoy the possibility of choice. So I would say again that women today know that their worth comes from within themselves and not from the relationship status. Before putting this forum into a close, let us give a big applause to Coach Syama Maricar for hosting and moderating this forum, Real Talk Experts. Thank you, dear panelists, Dr. Sonis Pampart and Dr. Mireille Tulkima, for your very informative talks and for detailed insights you offer to every one of us. Heartfelt gratitude I would address to the brilliant audience, to the teachers, to the parents, to the students who made it here with us today out of your busy schedules. We will meet again with another topic. Before I let you go, let us give a big thank you to Ambassador Professor Esther Mala, the visionary founder, the brain and the heart of Elegant Empire Education as a project director. See you soon. Thank you all very much.
Thank you so much.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Professor.
everyone.
Thank you.
Very much.
So
Thank
hot.
you.
The stage is still
Bye.
hot. The stage is still hot. Very hot.
Yes.
Bye bye. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Episode number
Good
2.
night.
Great discussion. Thank you.
Good night.